Hi guys, I'm going to show you a little tutorial on how to use the lighting equipment for our stage lights. So yeah, here it goes. So one of the first things you're going to want to do when experimenting with the lights is turn the lights off for the gym. Otherwise you might not be able to tell if the lights are working or not. So what we have over here on this side of the stage, we have this lighting board right here. And with this lighting board, you can control all the colors, you can control the speed that the lights turn on. So I'm actually just going to turn this off here for a second. So we have two lights. They're up here, they're installed. They probably could handle a dodgeball, a volleyball, probably not handle a basketball. So next year you'll have to look at doing a cage around them. I know that Paula Weston, James Weston's mom, has offered to do something for us for cheap or for free. So get in touch with her. So we got one light here, another light here. They're LED, which means they don't get hot and they use very little electricity, very, very little compared to a traditional light. So anyway, we got two cables that we need to think about. We got one for power and one for data, one for information. Okay, so one for power, the thick one, and the skinnier one is for information. Right now they're just going through a doorknob over here, which you probably can't see because it's so dark. But let me pause the camera here and gather my thoughts. All right, so what you're going to want to make sure is that the lights with the thick cable here, we got a thick cable and a skinny cable. They're coming through this doorknob. You want to make sure that they're plugged in. So right here, we've got them plugged into an extension cable. So that's two things, right? The power and the data. Right here, we have our Obey 6 lighting board. So what we're going to do first is there's a power button on the back. You're going to flick that and nothing will happen. Okay, so the lights on the stage are not on right now. What we need to do is tell this board to look at channel 1. So right here, we've got different, it says fixtures, but we're going to say channel 1. Now I'm going to push that, and now it's talking to channel 1. The lights that I was pointing to over there have 512 channels each. It's like a TV channel, and we're only going to be looking at channel 1. Both of them are on channel 1. So it's like when you're in a Future Shop, Best Buy, and all the televisions are playing the same channel. That's what we're doing with these lights. We're telling them to do the same thing. So let me start over again. You're going to turn on the board. Then you're going to push number 1. That's it. Okay, now what you want to do is, let's say you want to just get some light over there on the stage. What you're going to do, oh, it's a little hard to see, isn't it? Let me see, can I change the exposure here? All right, next what you're going to want to do is, let's say we have a music performance. Let's do that. So we're going to press auto right here. Oh, you really can't see. So you're going to press auto right here, and then color fade, and then sound over here. So I'm going to start this over from the very beginning. Turn it on. Push number 1. Now you're going to push auto. And now the lights are doing some crazy stuff. We don't want that. We want to push color fade. Now they're changing automatically, but they're changing too fast in my opinion. So what we're going to do is make them only change to the beat of the music. So we're going to press sound right here, sound. So now you'll notice the lights are not changing unless I do this. So that goes along with music. So that would be great for that. Now let's say you're doing a school play, different situation. So I'm going to actually start over from the beginning. I want to teach you something here. It's called Blackout. Blackout turns the lights right off. So let's watch. Okay, so that turns it off really quick, which maybe is not what you want. So let's just start over again here. Let's pretend we're doing a school play. So first things first, press number 1. Now we're talking to channel 1. Okay, so let's say for a school play, you want the stage to be purple right here. So I'm just covering this light so you can't see it. Right now it's on preset already. So if I press purple, it just goes to purple, okay? If I press white, if I press warm white, it does that, lime, etc., okay? All right, so you understand how that works. Now, that's okay if you want to just have that kind of look, but if you want it to actually fade in, you're going to want to do something here. We have two dimmers. Three that you should think about. The master dimmer. So this one is probably the simplest for you to use. I don't like the look of that though. There's something that's happening there. Sorry, I'm trying to make this simple. Okay, so let's say we have it on purple. Okay. And I'm going to do something here. I'm going to make the fade go really slow right here. So I'm bringing this. Sorry, I got interrupted with a phone call there. Okay, so let's say we're doing a school play. There's 3 knobs that you should probably think about. For these guys, just leave them on full blast. Let's not even talk about it. The master dimmer you can use, which is, you know, a way to choose when to turn the lights off. You see how slow and smooth that is? I love it. That's happening automatically. Now, I'm basically telling it to go off, but if you look over, it hasn't turned off yet. It's a nice slow fade. And the reason it's slow is because of the fade time. The lower we are down here, this will take forever to fade out. We don't want that. So if it's down here, let's say it's at 20%, and this is 100%. So let's watch this. This will come on right away. Boom, 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 boom. You see? So I don't like that look unless you want it like that. You can you do it like this. We also have the speed, which more affects how quickly it changes between those automatic features. So really, leave this at 50% always, I suggest. You can have this go maybe about 70% when you're doing the live music thing. So you would go auto, color fade, sound, and it's gonna change with the music. But let's say we want to take that off. And we're doing purple, let's say. Oops, I have to press preset before I click any of these colors. Okay, so let's say we got like a nice purple here. So if you wanted to fade out, let's say it's Christmas time, let's go to red. Where's red? Red, 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 red. UV red. There we go. UV means ultraviolet. Let's say it's the kids are going to bed on a Christmas Eve. We want to bring the fade time down to, let's say, like 10%, 20%. If you click this button, blackout, the lights will black out as slow as you've set that fading time. Okay, so that's really pretty. They'll also turn on as slow as you have this. So the 2 things you want to think about would be your fade out time. And if you want, you can just control you can control the fading in and out with the master dimmer. If the blackout button is on, nothing will turn on until you turn it off, okay? Sorry, as a teacher, this is like a terrible tutorial. There's just a lot of details here that I'm trying to shove into a short video that's turning into way too long. But basically, if you wanted to just get by using the master dimmer switch here, that'd work fine. If you're using this and you're realizing nothing's happening, it's probably because the fader time is set to 0. So watch this. If I go like this, it's really going to take probably a couple minutes for the lights to turn off. So we don't want that. So set this at like 10%, even 20%, even 50%, and you'll see how fast those lights turn on and off like that. So I'm just doing that with this. So if you had to keep things really simple, put this at 50, this at 50, and just enjoy using this to turn the lights on and off. You can change the colors over here as long as you have clicked the word preset. You can select whatever colors you want over here. There's some colors that are preset there. If you want to do the music show, I'll do it one more time here. You're going to want to click auto. That's really hard to see with the lights. Auto. Then you're going to click the next one above it, color fade. And then over here, sound, which means sound active. It means this board has a microphone and it can hear. So that means your sound system, which is probably going to be all the way over here. Your sound system is probably going to be over there. And your speakers are probably going to be on the right side of the stage and the left side of the stage. The important thing is that your sound system has at least a speaker that's close enough to this guy over here for it to actually feel the bass. The bass is what changes it. So for example, snapping also does it, but it only works because I'm really close to the soundboard. So if you're wondering why that's not changing, like over here, it's not doing anything. Okay? It has to be close enough, and it has to be a bass sound, not a high treble sound. If you want to turn everything off, and you turn off this power switch, you might notice the lights don't turn off. I've turned off the board, but the lights don't turn off. That's not good. So how do we do it properly? Well, you're going to want to make sure that, let me just get back into channel 1 here. Let's say we're on purple. To turn it off properly, I would suggest pulling this dimmer switch down to 0. So the lights actually get told to be turned off. Remember, we're not controlling the power, we're controlling the information. So this is telling the light to have a certain percentage, and this is telling the light to have another, or to have 0%. Okay, this is information, not power. Information is power. Okay, the blackout button, why don't we just not experiment with that too much, unless you feel experimental. That's about it. In terms of the lights, if you ever find yourself taking them, here, let me turn this back on. If you find yourself, you've pressed buttons on the lights up there while like storing them or something, and they're not working anymore, that's a whole other tutorial. Just give me a call, or you're going to want to put them onto DMX channel 1. There's a bunch of different buttons on those lights up there that could get confusing. So if you ever take those lights down, please make sure that power is turned off, obviously, and don't press the buttons, and they'll remember their setting from the last time they were on. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, have fun. I'm really glad you have this awesome technology. I wish I was at a school that had this too for next year. So please enjoy. Grady already knows this, but there are some electrical issues on the stage here that need to be addressed in terms of making sure we have more options for grounded outlets. All right, I'm going to turn it off. So what I'm going to do is just slide this guy down, our master dimmer. The lights have turned off, and now I'm just going to turn this little board off. What's lovely about all this is it doesn't require very much electricity at all. So we're not really at risk of a fire here. The sound system is the one that uses lots of power. So you're going to want to make sure that the sound system is not plugged in to the same source as the lights. All right,